Hey, what's up guys? It's Vince with the Vinsanity Shred, and I already like you because you're watching this video. You are actually wanting to take action, unlike most of the people out there, and I cannot stress enough how important this series of videos is about nutrition and dieting, so props to you guys. Now, because you're taking action, like I said in my last video, I wanted to give you something that you could start using today. I'm going to tell you an awesome dieting method for fat burning that can also be used to build lean mass. Now, this method is a bit more advanced, so for you guys and girls that aren't ready to take on something this difficult, in my next video, I'll be giving you another awesome method of dieting for losing or gaining weight, which is a little more flexible on your schedule, but I don't want to take up too much of time of your day talking all this nonsense, so I'm going to get into it. Now, the first dieting strategy that I'm going to talk about is carb cycling. And what is carb cycling? It's a dieting method that is used to teach your body how to use fat as its primary fuel source. So your body uses carbs to fuel itself most of the time. This is a way to deplete your glycogen levels. That way your body's going to use fat to burn rather than carbs. And then also, what's very well known is to take so many carbs in that you have fat spill over and the carbs turn to fat. This also gets rid of that. So what it is a high carb day followed by a moderate carb day followed by a low carb day, and it's done in this cycle for 12 weeks at a time. No more than 12 weeks, 3 months. You're going to do 3 months on, 3 months off. This is not a permanent diet, otherwise you can permanently hurt your metabolism, and then you're not going to be losing any weight if you got a slow metabolism. So 12 weeks on, 12 weeks off, and I doubt you'll want to do it for any longer than 12 weeks because it can, once again, this is an advanced dieting strategy, so 12 weeks will probably be more than enough for most of you. So the high carb day is what we'll start with. And it is 50 to 60% of your daily calories are going to come from carbs on your high carb day. And when your carbs are going up, this means that your fat is going to go down. So with 50 to 60% of carbs, you're going to go, I'd say a good place to start for your fat percentage is 20%. You can go 20 to 25, you can go 15, 20. You listen to your body, you see if your body responds better to 15% or if you're burning more fat with your body at 25%, and then you go from there. But your high carb day should always be on your high intensity days. So for you guys who lift weights a lot, who you guys are weight trainers, this will typically be on your leg day because legs take the most energy, and the carbs are going to fuel your body so that you can get a good workout and not be struggling to push the heaviest weight day of the week. And then for you guys who don't lift weights, this is going to be on your high intensity interval training. So that HIIT workout that you're not really looking forward to, but you know you got to get in once or twice a week, this will be on that day so that you are not feeling lightheaded on this or when you're going hard. So, and then on a high carb day, you're going to have carbs with every single meal. This is the fun day. You're going to wake up, you're going to have carbs, you're going to have carbs in your pre-workout meal, have carbs in your post-workout meal, have carbs with every meal. But this does not mean you're having donuts and simple carbs. You want complex carbs, guys. You want whole grain, brown rice, sweet potatoes. You want to keep the carbs complex so that you're not burning slow. These keep your carbs burning faster and giving you energy right away rather than giving you energy slower, which is not what you want, and that's not how you burn the fastest. And then so after your high carb day, you're going to have a moderate carb day. And on your moderate carb day, it's going to be your carbs just cut in half. So if you're having 50 to 60% of carbs on your high carb day, cut in half, you're having 25 to 30% of your carbs coming from, or 25 to 30% of your daily calories coming from carbs. And once again, this is an advanced dieting strategy. 25 to 30% of your daily calories coming from carbs is already pretty low. You're going to be feeling it a little bit, and a way to make sure that you're only getting this amount of calories is to have your carbs with your breakfast and your post-workout meal only. So you're going to wake up and you're going to have carbs, and you're going to give your body or energy all day from that, and give your body a chance to burn those carbs that you had in the breakfast throughout the entire day. And then you're also going to have it post-workout, which is going to give your body the refueling energy that you just spent at the gym, and it's going to help assist your proteins and the rebuilding of muscles. So breakfast and post-workout only, 25 to 30% only. And then after your moderate carb day, you're going to have your fun day, your low carb day. So on your low carb day, a good starting point for you guys that are newer to this is to do a 0.5 gram of carb per pound of body weight. This is just starting. What you want to work your way to is 50 grams of carbs. That 50 grams of carbs is low. That's a very low point. I mean, for you guys who are advanced dieters, you can even do no carb. That is the best way to do it. That's how you'll get the best results in no carb day, but no carb day is very hard. It is not easy to do at all. So starting out 0.5 gram per pound of body weight, and then work your way towards 50 grams of carbs per day, or on your low carb day. And on a low carb day, you're going to just have your carb as, if you're having carbs, you're going to have it as your post-workout meal. You're not going to have it when you wake up. You're going to have it post-workout so you can refuel once again and assist your proteins in rebuilding that muscle that you just broke down. And you can have greens all day. You can have carbs post-workout, but greens you can have with every meal. I know greens are carbs, your broccoli, your asparagus, your sweet potatoes, not sweet potatoes, sorry, your vegetables only, and you can have those with every meal because they're so low in calorie count that they don't really matter, because you can eat greens all day, but you're not going to gain any weight from them. I recommend you to eat greens all day on every single one of these days, because that will help you the most. If you can get 12 servings of greens a day, you are going to see results from that alone. So listen to that. And then so on your low carb day, you're going to increase your fat. Like on your high carb day, you lowered your fat. Low carb day, you're going to increase your fat, but you're not going to go crazy. You're not going to increase it to 50% fat. You're like, oh yeah, I get to have 50, I have to have a ton of fat. No, you are still reasonable about it. So a good place to start for this is 25 to 30% of your daily calories coming from fat, because as you learned in the last video, 1 gram of fat is over twice the calories as 1 gram of carbs, so you don't need as much to make up from it. But you're also not going to be making up all the carbs that you're giving up in fat. You're going to have a lower calorie count on your low carb day. So if you finish out your day and you've had all your macronutrients that you're supposed to have on your low carb day, and you find yourself lower in your calorie count, this is normal. This is what it's supposed to happen. You've built up your glycogen levels, and then you've dropped them down extremely low on your low carb day so that your body can start using fat as its fuel source versus carbs. This is fat burning. This is to reduce the fat spillover of the carbs so that your carbs aren't turning into fat. And then so a tip on a low carb day is to increase your fiber on purpose. On carb days, on high carb days, moderate carb day, on days you're not watching your carbs, you get more fiber than you know, because fiber is in some carbs. But on a low carb day, you're probably not going to get hardly any to no fiber at all. So I would recommend finding a fiber supplement, like a Fiber One bar, or some kind of food that is known to have a substantial amount of fiber in it, because with low carb, you're going to find yourself getting constipated more easily, and this is going to help fix that. So that's just a recommendation for you guys. And then once again, low carb, you're going to only have, on your low carb day, only low carbs after, or only carb intake after post-workout to help rebuild, and low calorie intake. Okay guys, to start out talking about carb cycling, what you first need to know is how many calories a day you need. So what I've included here at the bottom of this whiteboard is your BMR. This is your basal metabolic rate. And here's your equation for it. I have male and female. They both are similar but a little bit different, so I wrote them both out. Male 66 plus 6.5 times your weight in pounds plus 12.9 times your height in inches, and then plus 6.8 in age in years. And women, yours is just a little bit different. It's 655 plus 6.5 times your weight in pounds plus 4.7 times your height in inches, and plus 4.7 in your age in years. So this will give you how many calories you need if you don't work out. This is basically what you need if you don't do anything. So what you do after you get this number is you take it and you multiply it by your activity level. So a sedentary activity level, which is people who are just like walking to work or taking maybe a couple flights of stairs throughout the day, not really doing anything. These are typically like your couch potatoes who just have normal daily activities. You're going to multiply this by 1.2. And then for you guys who have a light activity week, this is people who work out like maybe 2-3 times a week. 1-2-3 times a week, you're going to multiply this number by 1.375. For you guys who have moderate activity levels, this is you guys who are working out 4 or 5 times a week. You're going to multiply it by 1.55. And then you guys who are higher activities, is you guys who are working out 5, 6 every day, days of the week, you're going to multiply it by 1.725. And then for you guys who have maybe a job that requires physical activity, like you're a mover or a FedEx man, and you work out on top of that, you are going to be the 1 times 1.9. There's not many of you. You'll know if you are one of these guys because you are probably busting your ass even at work and then in the gym. So you guys are the small exception to 1.9. And that's how you figure out how many calories a day you will need. And then you take that and you will incorporate this into your daily calories. All right, guys, so that is carb cycling. This is typically a dieting strategy that people are going to use if they want to cut fat. Once again, it can be used to build lean mass, but this is a way to get your body to use fat as its main fuel source versus carbs. So this is what you're going to use when you're trying to burn fat. So the next dieting strategy I'm going to talk about is flexible dieting. So let's get into that.